Beloved hearts of love, it is Papa Asun who greets each of you this day. Your ascended and angelic host, who live in your Earth's fifth dimension, and who are part of our universal spiritual hierarchy of great cosmic beings, are certainly very aware of the conditions in the world of planet Earth. And we are very aware of the feelings of uncertainty and instability that many people feel concerning the current storms and upcoming world changes. Regarding COVID and other activities in the world, I urge you to know that in these opening years of this new golden age, all that has been on the shadow side of life must come up now, must come up to be loved free, to be cleared. Racism, injustices, hatred, sinister activities, all of these things that for too long have wrecked many people's lives and have held back the advancement of the civilization of people of Earth. All of these things must come up, and all their shadows, their cause and their effects must all come up to be cleared, to be healed. Yet in this process, there are amongst many feelings of uncertainty and instability. And it is this that I wish to address today. The difference between feeling stable in oneself or feeling unstable, feeling stable or instability and almost fragility, or feeling so uncertain versus a feeling of certainty. And that feeling of certainty that no matter what one may face or what is going on in the outer world, that one can harvest a feeling of certainty that simply said, one can feel certain, one can choose to feel certain that everything is going to work out. Whilst during these current storms and feelings of uncertainty and instability that many people feel, yet with open hearts, we all welcome wonderful new days, revelations, changes, new experiences, and all life that contributes to making this a wonderful world. Yet we best embrace our tomorrows with a strong sense of certainty and stability that can be found within ourselves. The current world indeed offers us a reflection, the opportunity to learn, to discover, to not lean on the outer world, to not look to the outer world for those precious qualities that can give greater meaning to life itself. In an uncertain world, all the more important it is to discover how we can lean upon ourselves and each other for those feelings of certainty and stability as we seek to live the best life we can and seek to be the most positive, uplifting influence upon this world. How can the world be anything more than a reflection of the state of consciousness of the people and how that consciousness is acting? Yet there are enough of you who can contribute to what is going on in the world, making sure that your world, which is a part of the greater world, is a reflection of your attitudes, your position, your state of being. How you use your beautiful mind and your precious hearts and feeling side of life determines how each of you face each day. Indeed, face a world with so many uncertainties. For centuries of time, the people's heart and feeling side of life, the divine feminine, has not been fully open. Without the heart and feeling side of life, it is impossible to fully use and embrace your beautiful minds in a useful, creative, constructive, and productive way. The closing over of the heart and the feeling side of life has created such limitation in the mind, and fear and other negative qualities have become an everyday activity in the lives of too many. Thus, it is very challenging to be of faith, to have the courage to live from one's own God center of their own being, where your own inner feelings of certainty and stability can be cultivated and expressed in your life. There are far too many people in the world today who are not aware that they have their very own unique spiritual center deep within their own inner being and inner consciousness. For each of you, we hold the knowing that the mind-brain represents the masculine side of life, and when cooperating and balanced with the heart feelings, which is the feminine side of life, then both the light and love, which is the active polarity of life itself, finds greater creative expression in and through a person, thus creating a happier and more successful life. Almost everything occurring in the world today and in people's lives is a call to love. Yet how can we love and heal ourselves free if any part of our heart and feeling side of life is yet closed? So even if we think our hearts are fully opened, there can be many times a day where our hearts partially close, engaging in moments of worry, anxiety, or fear does this to our hearts. Our hearts partially close. And in those moments, we end up living from our heads. In those moments of worry and anxiety or fear. And living from our heads, we do so without our heart resonance, vibrations, sensitivity, and the greater love the heart offers. And then we cannot effectively use our minds to observe ourselves and guide ourselves through inner dialogue to come back into a happy, joyful place that is fed by our own inner God certainty and stability. Within every person on earth, whether they know it or not, does not change the truth that within every person, within their heart, within their inner being, within their consciousness, there are many divine attributes and assets and principles of life that are not active. It is like they are sleeping. They have been covered over. And yet, through my years, I have often suggested a formula that when you discover that there abides within you a wellspring of inner knowing, of inner loving that is all-powerful, that when you discover this, there's a wonderful working formula, a 3-step formula. Acknowledge, accept, and invite. Acknowledgement, acceptance, and invocation. For example, I am grateful that I have discovered that there abides deep within my being, my consciousness, a magical master presence. I am grateful that I have discovered this. And from this day forward, I will acknowledge this magical master presence within. I accept its presence within me, and I invite that presence to come forth and be an active expression in my life. Your heart, beloved, your heart is the pathway to a magical master presence that abides deep within your own inner being or consciousness. Again, I say to you, and I ask you to remember this, that your heart is the pathway to this magical master presence that abides deep within your own inner being or consciousness. This master presence within you has many different names. Mother Akasha prefers to call this inner presence the Christ within, because Mother knows that when there is such a radical change within a person, because they have discovered this inner presence, discovered that it is the very divine replication or individualization of Mother, Father, God. And through a spiritual path or journey, that one can make contact with this inner presence until several passages of time and effort take place, and that inner presence comes forth and takes dominion of the earthly temple. And Mother knows that when that presence within comes forth and takes dominion in your body kingdom as your real self, it is called the Christ. Myself, Papa Asun, I prefer the word the hero within. You might say, how is that possible, Papa? You are Mother Akasha's twin flame. Aren't you the same? Yes, but we both have our own minds, our own heart. Mother Akasha refers to the presence within as the Christ when it fully comes forth. I prefer to call that presence within the hero that there abides within each of you, a hero. Regardless of name, that inner presence is within every person, and it must be. Once you discover it, it must not remain abstract, beloved hearts. It must be acknowledged inwardly every day. It must be accepted by you. And you must invite that master presence, the hero within you, that has been deep within your inner consciousness, waiting for you to awaken. You must invite the hero within to become active in your life, reminding yourself that hero within you is all-knowing, all-powerful, and can be a presence active anywhere and everywhere in your life, because its nature is omnipresence. Through the power of your attention and contemplation and meditation upon the hero within, soon that mighty presence will radiate from the center of your beingness wonderful qualities of life that will rise up through your feelings into your physical body, including feelings of certainty and stability. Feelings that you, beloved hearts, can rise above and live above any of the challenges and limitations and uncertainties expressing in the world today. There is a door to inside your heart. It's not that it's real. For centuries of time, the people of the earth lived from the left brain, mind, and the ego activity of the left brain imagined a door, fooling the outer self that it could not enter the sacred place of the door. Yet anyone can use their mind and invite that imaginary door to their heart to open, to declare, that door is not real. That my heart is wide open. And my heart and my head, they are connected. They are balanced. They are working together. Yet because the heart holds the pathway to this inner sanctum within your being, where your hero exists, your heart knows. So, beloved, I ask you today, do not let your heart, forgive me, let me start again. I ask you today, do not let your head argue with your heart. Do not let your head argue with your heart. Your heart is beautifully connected to the hero within you. And it knows. It knows. Listen to your heart. Pull away long enough from the noise of the outer world. Treasure those few moments to find your sacred, safe, sweet space of stillness. Breathe and keep the door wide open to your heart. While some people today are so fragile and experiencing enormous amounts of stress due to COVID and all else that is occurring in the outer world, yet there are others. There are others. And I hope it is each of you. And if not, let me help you to be amongst those others who are feeling stable, who with a strong degree of certainty know that everything is going to work out. They feel certain about it. And they source that certainty from within themselves. How can you make things in the outer world work out if you first do not take the stand that everything that you face in your own world, that everything will work out? And then as you experience that, expand it to the outer world. If you can contact the hero within you and let its presence rise up from the center of your being, it will be a source of comfort for you. It will guide you. It will provide you illumination and the feelings of strong inner knowing for all the decisions that you make each day. And if invited by you, the hero within you can be a presence that goeth before you and doeth all things. But that will not happen in the presence of fear. This you can be certain of. There are, beloved heart, principles of life that one must keep their focus on during these days of unrest and great change in the outer world. I have taught many of these principles in my Living the Dream class. That considering the great awakening that is going on in each of you, considering the temptations of the outer world and all its uncertainties that try to twist your attention back into the world, how could you possibly allow a day go by that you don't remind yourself of your sovereign choices? That you do not remind yourself each day, I choose peace. Peace to the very center of my being and outwards. I choose peace. I no longer live from the outside in, taking in all the crap of the outer world. No, I live from the inside out. Reacting versus responding. I no longer react. When things happen, when things come to my attention, I am teaching myself to take a deep breath and ask myself, what is the best response? What else is important? For me to remind myself that I remain stable and hold feelings of certainty in my being and my life. Well, I love to remind myself each day that I say yes to life, life, light, love, all the universe offers. And life says yes to me. I live essential harmlessness unto myself and to all life on earth. Let's run that one again. I live essential harmlessness unto myself, to all life on earth. Joy is the inner engine of my being. Joy is the inner engine of my being. There is a place within me that knows, always knows. And my heart is the path to that place. And I always maintain a space that my own heart's knowing can rise up into my awareness, always guiding me from within. I love life. I live life, light and love from the center of my own being. This and these things I am certain of. They are my principles today and tomorrow and the day after. And so be it. Beloved hearts, my dear friends of the light, tomorrow, August 15th, is the Ascension anniversary of Mother Mary. She is such a mighty and majestic Ascended Master Mother. Oh, beloved hearts, open your hearts to her. You don't have to be Catholic. In fact, Mother Mary was not a Catholic. The Catholic Church was never even formed when she was on the earth. But she is one Ascended Master Mother who can help you in all things regarding your heart. Did you know, beloveds, that the Ascended Masters on their Ascension anniversary, they love to give. That is not a day that they receive presents like a birthday in your world. No. In the Ascended Masters, in their Ascension anniversary, they will seize every opportunity to give. They love to help. And if there is anyone who can help you keep your heart wide open, it is Mother Mary. And in case you didn't know, Mother Mary knows something about grief and wounds and suffering of the heart. And so often in one's life, and what one may have to face in their life, there is grief, there are wounds, and there is suffering. And too often, that grief and wounds of suffering attaches itself to the heart. And then those parts of the heart are not open and available. So this day, Papa Asun, urge each of you in your prayers and meditations to invite Mother Mary into your heart. And whether you know or not know, whether there be any wounds attached to your heart, it would be wise of you, because Mother Mary knows, and she has the power to heal. But you must use your right to life. You must use your free will if you so choose. And I ask you to choose. To choose to invite Mother Mary into your heart and ask her to heal any wounds, grief, or suffering that yet may be attached to your heart. Mother Mary, I offer you my love and ask you, Mary, as I also wish you a wonderful Ascension anniversary, come to me, Mother Mary. And as I forgive myself of my own mistakes, and I forgive others of their mistakes, come, precious Mary, and heal my heart of all grief, suffering, and wounds. Then, Mother Mary, help me to keep my heart wide open every day, and especially wide open to the hero that abides deep within my being. A hero within that can provide me those feelings of stability and certainty. Papa Asun loves you. Yet today, for tomorrow, for her Ascension anniversary, I turn your attention to Mother Mary. All the ascended host love her dearly. You are our dear friends of the light. Namaste, 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 dear heart.